What are symbiotes? Symbiotes are alien organisms that bond with other life forms to survive. Think of them as living costumes that need a host to exist. They're not just suits, they're sentient beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and personalities. When a symbiote bonds with a host, they share everything: thoughts, memories, abilities, and even emotions. It's a true partnership, though not always a healthy one. The symbiote enhances the host's physical abilities dramatically, while the host provides the symbiote with the nutrients it needs to survive. Origin story. Symbiotes come from Knull, a planet of sentient alien life forms. But here's where it gets interesting. The original story has changed over the years in the comic Secret Wars, 1984. Spider-Man first got the black suit on Battleworld during the Secret Wars event. He thought it was just a cool alien costume from a machine. Little did he know it was alive and trying to permanently bond with him. Truth revealed. Peter Parker discovered the suit was actually a living organism that was trying to permanently merge with him. It was feeding on his body, bonding with him while he slept, and becoming increasingly possessive. Reed Richards helped him separate from it using sonic waves. Modern retcon later comics revealed that the Knull were actually created by Knull, the god of the symbiotes, as weapons. They were originally meant to spread darkness across the universe, but some evolved beyond their violent programming. How symbiotes work. The biology of symbiotes is fascinating and complex. The bonding process. When a symbiote finds a host, it creates a chemical and psychic bond. This isn't just physical. They literally share thoughts and emotions. The symbiote reads the host's mind, learns their memories, and adapts to their personality. What they need. Symbiotes need two things to survive: phenethylamine, a chemical found in chocolate, and human brains. This is why Venom famously loves eating brains, though he's gotten better about that. A living host. They can't survive long without bonding to another organism. Powers, they grant superhuman strength. Hosts become incredibly strong, often matching or exceeding Spider-Man's strength. Shape-shifting. The symbiote can form weapons, wings, or any shape the host imagines. Wall crawling. Like Spider-Man, most symbiote hosts can stick to surfaces. Healing factor. Symbiotes can heal their host's injuries rapidly. Camouflage. They can mimic clothing or become invisible. Web slinging. Symbiotes can create their own organic webbing immunity to spider sense. Because of their time with Spider-Man, symbiotes don't trigger his danger sense. Weaknesses. Despite their incredible powers, symbiotes have notable vulnerabilities. Fire extreme heat causes symbiotes intense pain and can force them to separate from their host. They instinctively fear it. Sonic waves. High-frequency sounds disrupt the symbiote's molecular structure, causing agony and potentially killing them. Mental instability. A host with strong negative emotions or mental illness can corrupt a symbiote, making it more violent and unstable. Separation anxiety. Both host and symbiote suffer withdrawal when separated, like breaking an addiction. Famous symbiotes. Venom, Black. The most famous symbiote, originally bonded with Spider-Man, then Eddie Brock. Venom started as a villain obsessed with killing Spider-Man, but evolved into an anti-hero. The Venom symbiote is unique because it genuinely cares about its hosts and has developed a moral code, mostly no killing innocents. Carnage, Red. Born from Venom, Carnage bonded with serial killer Cletus Kasady. This symbiote is pure chaos and violence. Unlike Venom, Carnage has no moral restraints. The bond between Cletus and the symbiote is so complete they're almost a single being. Carnage is stronger than Venom because it bonded at a molecular level with Kasady's blood. Scream, Yellow-Orange. One of the Life Foundation symbiotes, Scream, bonded with Donna Diego and has a tragic story. She has the unique ability to produce powerful sonic screams and blade-like hair tendrils. Unlike many symbiotes, Scream struggled with the violent nature of her species. Anti-Venom, White. A unique symbiote created when Eddie Brock's white blood cells bonded with remnants of the Venom symbiote. Anti-Venom can cure diseases, heal injuries, and is immune to the traditional weaknesses of fire and sound. It can also negate other symbiotes' powers. Toxin, Red-Black Carnage's offspring, making it Venom's grandson. Toxin is potentially the most powerful symbiote of its line. It bonded with police officer Patrick Mulligan, and their relationship explored whether a symbiote could be heroic from birth rather than reformed Riot, Phage, Lasher, Agony, other Life Foundation symbiotes, each with unique abilities. Riot has enhanced strength, Phage creates blades, Lasher uses tendrils as whips, and Agony produces acidic venom. The hivemind. One of the most interesting aspects of symbiotes is their genetic memory and connection to each other. Every symbiote shares knowledge through a species-wide hivemind. When Venom bonded with Spider-Man, it learned everything about him, his powers, his identity, his memories. When it later spawned Carnage, Carnage automatically knew all of this too. This means symbiote offspring inherit their parents' knowledge. They can communicate across vast distances. They remember every host they've ever bonded with. Spider-Man's identity is known to basically every symbiote in existence. Knull, the god of symbiotes. In more recent comics, we learned about Knull, an ancient deity who created the symbiotes as weapons to conquer the universe. Knull existed in the void before creation and was angry when the Celestials brought light to the universe. He forged the first symbiote, All Black, the Necrosword, from shadow and used it to decapitate a Celestial. This weapon would later be used by Gore, the god butcher. The Clintar eventually rebelled against Knull and imprisoned him in a symbiote cage at the center of their planet. They tried to become noble, bonding with worthy hosts, but Knull's influence corrupted many of them, which is why so many symbiotes are violent. Symbiot society. On their home planet of Clintar, symbiotes have an actual society, the agents of the cosmos, noble symbiotes who bond with spacefaring heroes. Codex system. When a symbiote bonds with a host, it leaves behind a codex or genetic marker that remains even after separation. Cleansing. Symbiotes can be cleansed of negative influences and corrupt memories. Exile. Violent or uncontrollable symbiotes are exiled from Clintar, which is why so many end up on Earth. Symbiotes and morality. One of the most compelling aspects of symbiotes in comics is the question, are symbiotes inherently evil? The answer is complex. Symbiotes are heavily influenced by their hosts. When Venom bonded with Eddie Brock's rage and hatred, it became a villain. When it bonded with Flash Thompson, a war hero, it became Agent Venom. A hero, Carnage, became evil because Cletus Kasady was already a murderer. Toxin tried to be good because Patrick Mulligan was a good cop. The comics suggest that symbiotes are like mirrors. They amplify what's already in their host. They can bring out the darkness in someone, but they can also enhance someone's heroism. The relationship is truly symbiotic in that both beings influence each other. Why symbiotes matter? Symbiotes represent some of the best storytelling in comics because they explore deep themes. Addiction, the bond between host and symbiote parallels, substance dependency, identity. When you share your mind with another being, who are you really? Power and responsibility. Having incredible power doesn't make you evil, but it tests your character. Redemption. Can a creature born as a weapon choose to be something else? Relationships. The host-symbiote dynamic mirrors real relationships, communication, trust, and boundaries. The bottom line, symbiotes are far more than just alien costumes or power-ups. They're complex beings with their own cultures, histories, and personalities. The best symbiote stories aren't about the powers. They're about the relationship between two beings trying to coexist in one body. Whether it's Venom learning to be a hero, Carnage embracing chaos, or new symbiotes discovering who they want to be, these characters force us to ask, what would you do with that kind of power? And more importantly, what would it do to you? That's what makes symbiotes endlessly fascinating in the Marvel Universe.